Mantra chanting effective? A lot of people in India, they believe that chanting mantras is the highest spiritual practice. And everywhere we see in India people chanting mantras. Some of them do some japa, some mala. Even in the Western world, people do the same thing but in a different way. There, they practice affirmations or some kind of positive thinking. Is that really effective? Well, to understand this question, let us first go into the origin of this spiritual practice. Mantra chanting began something like 7 to 10,000 years back in the Vedic age. It was in the age of Vedas, the mantras were written, they were invented, practiced, and the gods and goddesses used to descend when you chant the mantras, and they would help you live your life with great empowerment. So why is that before Vedic age there were no mantras and then mantras were invented? Well, in Satya Yuga, the experience of divine, the experience of oneness was very vast. No mantras were needed. You were naturally connected with the whole existence. In Treta Yuga, the consciousness came down and it was not natural to remain connected with the existence. You could not remain naturally connected. So you had to focus. So mantras were created so you could just focus on a particular kind of vibration and then you would be able to connect with that. So mantras were very effective. Now, are the mantras effective today? What is the difference between the Treta Yuga and today's consciousness? Today we are in Dwapar Yuga, but we have crossed the very low conscious period of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, there was a huge building up of subconscious. Because the life was so tough, we were not living fully, and the subconscious got created. And today's subconscious is so vast that every expert in the world agrees that subconscious is far bigger than conscious. Some say it is 20 times bigger, some say it is 2000 times bigger, but everybody agrees that it is the subconscious which is used. Now, what is happening is when you are chanting mantras, your whole focus goes to third eye, the Agya chakra. And in third eye has the power to uh, integrate the whole power, the whole psychic power. But in today's world, the psychic power is actually nothing but the subconscious. In terms of psychic power, when we access our psychic power, it is not the power of soul, but it is the power of subconscious. So through affirmations or through mantra chanting, what we are basically doing, we are accessing the power of subconscious. In West, there is a lot of craze and charm about the accessing the power of subconscious. But is it really worth to access the power of subconscious? Of course, subconscious is many times bigger than conscious. But we have to realize that whatever is hidden in the subconscious, it is all destructive emotions, negative emotions. It's all anger, greed, revenge, possession, fear. All that is hidden in our subconscious. So, what is the point of accessing its power? Yes, it may. You may feel that you are getting so much energy out of it. You may feel a lot of power, but that power is going to take you to destruction, not to the creation. Let's understand one thing very clearly. When we have the experience of inner energy, it's not necessary that it is a good experience. A lot of people think that spirituality means experience of inner energy. They are really mistaken. It's one of the biggest mistake they can do in their life if they think that awakening of inner energy is spirituality, because energy can either be creative or it can be destructive. And when is the energy creative and when it is destructive? Energy is creative when it is acting with consciousness, when Shakti unites with Shiva. And energy is destructive when it is operating with ego. So when you have such a huge subconscious and you are awakening the energy, that whole energy actually is getting aligned with your patterns, with your ego. So you may feel that a lot of energy is awakening, but actually it is not good for you. It will not create, it will only destruct. You can see a lot of people who do mantra chanting, they do not become more loving, they just become more angry, they become more arrogant, and they start to tell you that I have so much power that I can destroy you, so fear me. But let me tell you, spirituality does not take you to the place where people fear you. It rather takes you to the place where people love you. So mantra chanting does not create that. And mantra chanting enhances your ego. So yes, it can help you delve in the intelligence of subconscious, but let me tell you, the intelligence of subconscious is very survival oriented. It is not a creative intelligence. For you to become creatively intelligent, you have to dissolve the subconscious, not strengthen it. As you keep dissolving it, the boundaries between your ego and the whole existence, they start dropping. And then you start to understand something which is much beyond you, which is much beyond ego. You start to go into the space of unknown. If you are in mantra chanting, you will start to believe as if you know everything. And there can be nothing more destructive than that, because it is not the reality. We hardly know anything. Everything around us is mystical. Life is mystical. So the mantra chanting takes you into a whole different domain, and it enhances your ego. Yes, it enhances your power, but it takes away your intelligence. It takes away the rest, the relaxation, and the peace and the creativity. So mantra chanting was very effective in Vedic times, but not in today's world. We need a practice which is different than that. Today's biggest challenge is the huge bulging subconscious. So we need a practice that transforms subconscious into superconscious. And that is why the quantology synthesis practices are very, very relevant for today's time.